welcome to this episode of Shift. I'm your host, Palmonia Gordon. Thank you for joining us. Today, there's an interesting topic. It's called, Do You Have a Genie? And no, not poof, like Aladdin, but an individual or a person in your life that those moments, those times when you are stuck, when you're struggling through things, that's the person when you reach out to them, it just seems like magical things happen. That is what I call a genie. Hashtag acronym lady, or as Alison Harvey from The Woman on Fire calls me, tweak it. I like to break down words into an acronym, so I did that with Genie. And I have it to mean a great encourager that you go to for new ideas and enhancement. So it's that person that when you are in that place where the thought is gone in one direction and the ability to move is in another direction, but somehow going to that person brings it all together. And I call that person a genie. Many of you may have a genie in your life, but you've never thought of them as a genie. You sometimes, quite often, we do take these people for granted. And it's a given that when stuff happens, I go to mama, or I go to grandma, or I go to my best friend, or I go to my sibling. And we don't really understand the impact and the value of what they're doing and what they're adding to our life. So for a great number of years, we have been using this person. And I have a few genies, if you will, people who have been there, who has seen me through stuff. But there is one that I think that's my ultimate genie, because she goes back 20 odd years. And for those of you who don't know my story, which means you probably haven't yet read my book, go to my website, palmoniagordon.com, and get your copy. In my story, I got pregnant while I was in church. And that's when I first acknowledged my genie and her presence. But getting pregnant while in church almost felt equivalent to standing in front of a firing squad. You're blindfolded and you stand there and they just let the bullets rip. And what happened was that little part of me, just a tiny piece, that didn't get hit by a bullet, the genie took that in. And between her and her mom and her family, I remember Sundays after church, I would go there. Her mom would do my hair, or I would do her mom hair, because for you, those of you who don't know, I also did cosmetology, hairdressing, nails. Yeah, we wear many hats. I maybe need to do an episode on that. But I remember even, doing her mom hair, and she'd look at me and, oh, you're so pretty. Just the little things that kept that little square alive. It's kind of those who do gardening, and you get a small bump of plant and you put it in some water and you leave it, and maybe after 2 or 3 weeks you look and there's that tiny white that's coming out because the root is starting to grow. I have a piece right now on the counter, and Friday night I looked at it and it's like, whoa. And I looked at it, so I'm like, no, this root is doubling. I said to my son, look at this, and tomorrow we're going to check. And he goes, oh yeah, that grew. But that's what the genie kind of did for me. Between her and her family taking me in, and that little piece just kind of feeding life into it, just encouraging. And for me, it was necessary because I was pregnant. I felt like an outcast, and you can't afford in that space to not give proper nourishment to the life that's within you. And that is what happens when we don't have a genie around us. So I'm asking you, who are your genies? Who are the people that you have around you that they bring you through stuff? That when you maybe found yourself pregnant when you weren't married and you thought, oh my God, this is it. I'm going to die. And I know grandma's coming, oh, don't worry, girl. It's 9-day talk. It will soon be over. But it wasn't so much what grandma or mama said. It was just who they were and what they were able to pour into you, that comfort. So do you have a genie? What are the things that your genie has brought you through? Right? Now, I would love for you see that grin, right? To share your genie stories with me. Send me an email, palmoniag@gmail.com, or go to my website, palmoniagordon.com. There's a sign up there. Just say, hey, I'd love to share my story. I have a genie. Because it's important that we recognize that we have people of influence who have kept us going. And one of the reasons why I want us to recognize, because what the genies of this world have been doing is keeping us shifting. You see that? We don't realize how then and now connects. But the genies have been keeping us shifting, just keeping us going every day, little by little, little by little, little by little. Sorry guys, I will talk a lot about Lisa Nichols. She's one of my best mentor, and she tells a story where she was a swimmer. She was a swim meet, and she came in dead last every time in every heat. And this one time she went to her grandma. She says, grandma, I quit. And the grandma told her a story about how, quitting is not an option for her, and told her the stories of what her family went through. And she went the next day just to say, okay, just give me my honorable mention because I'm going to come in last. But that day, the swim meet had already been, her division was finished, and they put her in an older one. But what happened is the conversation with the grandma had shifted her. So when she went and she swam and she did the flip and she got back, and it's like her coach, oh my God, Lisa, oh my God. It's like, okay, coach, what did I do? Was I supposed to do another lap? She goes, no, you won. You broke the state champion record for how many years? What did you do? She goes, I went to my grandma, and grandma told me a story. So I was chanting something different. Before, she used to chant, I don't want to lose, I don't want to lose, I don't want to lose. And she spoke to her grandma. Grandma said to her, quitters never win and winners never quit. So while she was swimming, she was quote, quitters never win, winners never quit. Quitters never win. And just that shift in her mind gave her the ability and the energy to outperform people who were 2 years, because she was 6 and I think she was swimming with the 18 and 19-year-old. Have your genie implanted something in you? Has your genie given you a gift? Something that when you get to those lows, you hold that. If your genie is no longer with us, at this time, Genie so well that if you were to go and have a conversation, you know exactly what they're going to say. What I want to encourage you today, I know you can tell when I'm up to something sneaky, though, smile, right? What I'm going to encourage you to do is to be a genie for someone else. Yeah. Share your story with someone else. Share your truth. Share your talent. Share your thoughts. Share together with someone that can bring them through, that can shift them. Look, Lisa's story, just a story her grandmother told her, was enough to shift her into a place where who knew what could have happened if she had lost one more race. But she made the shift. And in making that shift, she was able to get to a new place, state champion, right? I want you to help me to help those around us to shift. I'm your girl, Palmonia. I love you. Thank you for joining us on Shift, simply helping individuals to find their true talent, their true passion, their true purpose. And we do it through our thoughts, through our stories, through our truth, through talking, just being together and sharing our stories. Come back tomorrow. Remember, subscribe, like, go to my website, palmoniagordon.com. Get your free download, but most of all, send me your email. Share your stories. Let me know if you would like to join me on an episode of Shift. Let me know if there's something that you'd like to hear about and I haven't yet talked about it. Send me that too. Okay? Look forward to seeing you. Bye.